All right, is Amazon publishing saturated? The answer is no. And in this video, I'm gonna give you 3 examples that prove my point. And if you stick around to the very end of the video, I'll also show you a bonus method to use if you do find that the topic you wanna publish in is perhaps too competitive, okay? So really what it comes down to is this, is that if you're able to either educate or entertain someone, there will always be a demand for that style of book content, okay? So people, they buy books to learn things. Maybe it's something for home improvement. Maybe it is a cookbook. Maybe it's something that helps them pass an exam prep book. So that's going to have some value, right? If it's well written, it's going to have some value for that person. In other cases, it could be something that is going to entertain them. Maybe it's fiction based. Maybe it's something that's going to entertain not them, but their child or a grandchild or a neighbor or someone in their life, right? So keep that in mind. If you have, and here's kind of the trick of all of this, if you will, the secret is that most people that are looking into getting to self-publishing usually don't know how to put all of the pieces together so that the book is not only packaged on the front end with the great scroll stopping cover, the product page, the marketing elements, but also actually has that high quality content that, as I say, is going to either educate or entertain someone. So let me show you 3 examples plus the bonus here in a second. By the way, if you like this video, give me a like. Should I continue making these videos? Let me know what you think. Anyway, let's go to example number 1. So example number 1 is one of my favorite topics. Now this one is Mediterranean diet. Okay, so as you can see, I spelled it out here because I always get tripped up on spelling this. Let's go to Amazon.com and let's shrink this guy up a little bit. Let's go to books and let's type in Mediterranean diet. Okay, Mediterranean diet. So let's kind of poke around here a little bit. And what I want you to pay attention to are the number of books doing well with this as the main keyword. Now, obviously, some of these are not going to be self-published. Someone like this is going to be more of an established publisher, most likely, America's Test Kitchen, obviously. But let's go down to this one. Okay, there you go. This one here, which was just released 3 months ago or so, it's crushing it, right? $936 a day, according to our BookBeam app. If you're wondering, that's through BookBeam. Amazing resource for self-publishers. So here's one example of a book. Now what they've done here is they got Mediterranean diet cookbook for seniors, so they've niched down. Okay, they've niched down. Certainly that is one way to do well in a quote unquote saturated market. And then once again here, this book here, $185 a day, the easiest Mediterranean diet cookbook with full color images. So once again, the root keyword they're trying to rank for is Mediterranean diet cookbook. And then there is just example upon example of this. Let's just go and click on this one here for a second, and you can see bestseller. Now, one of the cool things about this book topic is that the covers here are always very scroll stopping, eye catching. You can learn a lot from cookbook covers, whether you publish cookbooks or not. But if we scroll down here, and honestly, there's elements here missing to this product page if you look at it. But once again, see these multiple bestsellers, right? Mediterranean diet, Mediterranean diet, Mediterranean diet, Mediterranean diet. This shows you that if you have the ability to publish a high quality book that is going to educate someone and help them, there will always be a demand for this topic. Okay, so that's just one example. Okay, so if you want, you can go into the same topic. You can perhaps niche down or keep it more broad and focus on creating that scroll stopping cover and providing high quality content to the reader. All right, let's go to another example. This is going to be a children's book style. Now this one here, if we go to this for a second, we simply just go back up to the search bar, enter inspiring stories, and there's going to be multiple books doing well on this topic. So for instance, Inspiring Stories for Amazing Boys, currently doing very, very well, $424 a day. Once again, very well done on the cover. And you can see there's variations of this, right? So inspiring stories for boy athletes. Okay, so that's $100 a day. Inspiring stories for kids, $41 a day. You can see there are multiple books doing well on this topic. Now, there's another one here too, actually, Year 8 and Amazing. That's actually just targeted to 8-year-olds, which is really good too. Now, these books tend to do well as you start to approach October, November, December. They're very giftable books, but this is just another example of books that do well. This one here, for instance, currently at $115 a day, Inspiring Stories for Brilliant Boys, right? So you can do that. Inspiring, that's interesting, Inspiring Bitcoin Stories. So if we go to this book, for instance, and well done here to the publisher. They have multiple formats. Probably could add audio to the mix here as well. Let's scroll down to their book's history. Once again, this is through BookBeam, amazing tool. You can see here, right, this is very, very common when you publish these books and you know, you are up against it. You're going to publish into the abyss, if you will, and then you're going to see things climb and rank once you have that launch plan, marketing plan in place. And this is great, right? You can see here, as mentioned, you know, come December, the book is, you know, top 500. Anytime you're top 500, top 400, 300, you are making bank on that book, okay? And top 301 even in February. So obviously this book, 196, that's crazy. That's crazy. So really well done here. And once again, if you go to this book, Inspiring Stories for Brilliant Boys or Inspiring Stories for Kids, you're going to see that there's, you know, multiple books that are doing well on this topic. So once again, the idea behind this book, it's partially to educate, obviously, kids or whoever you're targeting specifically. It's going to be some entertainment and very giftable, right? So if you go in there and publish a book like this, you can do quite well. Now, let's go to our last example here. This is one of my favorite examples. I love the exam prep topics, done very well with those. One of the reasons why is because if you go to these books, have a look at some of the price points that are on these books, right? This one is definitely a market leader. And, you know, if you're going into this as a first-time publisher, or maybe you've published a few books, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, how am I going to compete with this book? Like, and I would say to you, don't worry about that. Usually the market is big enough where you can go in there and either be unique or be different in some sort of way that allows you to capture some of that market share, right? For instance, this person here's their book is 478 pages. There are going to be people, look at the PMP exam prep, which is Project Management Professional. They're not going to want this huge, massive book. Maybe they want something smaller. Maybe they have less time. Maybe they want a companion book to this one, right? So you can see this one obviously is doing very, very well. Even this one here too. I love this, right? This book is got a price point of $89, $848 a day. Now this is not self-published. This one here is not showing as self-published, but I guarantee you it is. Really good cover. You know, once again, if you look at the rank, obviously not as good as some of the ranks, you know, this one here too, but hey, they're making $250 plus a day on what looks to be a very high quality book, and they've been doing that for the better part of 7 months. So once again, if you can go in there, in this case here, it'll be to, you know, the education angle, you can do well. You can do very well. So let's go back here for a second, okay, to kind of recap. So what happens? What happens when you go in? You know, you want to go into a book topic and you're like, oh, I just can't compete. There's just way too many books on there, or I'm not feeling confident about it. Well, the best way to do it, this is the little trick, if you will, the bonus, is to simply bypass the English side. So bypass Amazon.com. So when you publish a book, for instance, your book's available on .com, Canada, UK, Australia, plus other markets as well. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your book's topic. Let's say once again, we go back to Mediterranean diet. Let's go to Amazon.de again. Pardon me for the first time here. Let's go to books. Let's type in Amazon Mediterranean diet. And the reason why I want to show you this here is there tends to be on markets like Amazon Germany just less competition, right? And so your book doesn't have to be, even as good as perhaps the one you would have on Amazon.com. Let's take this one for instance. This cover to me is not very good at all. It's compared to the other Mediterranean diet ones we saw. The description is a little bit too aggressive as well, right? There's like all this bolding that you probably didn't see in the other one. The reviews are okay. 4.4 is not that good. I mean, 4.4 is the minimum you want to have on these books, right? But nonetheless, this book still is ranking very well on Amazon Germany, still making 138 euros to 176 euros a day. And let's go quickly look at the book's history here over time. And you can see here, it's had some, it's been as high, this Amazon Germany store, been as high as 1721, 2382, probably even higher if we look at, let's go to maybe January or so, depends on when this book was released. But it's had some good months. And it's also been very consistent. So I guarantee you that this self-publisher is reaping the rewards of publishing this book on Amazon Germany. So all this is to say that even this one here too, for instance, another bestseller, very cookie cutter style cover, nothing special there. If you publish that on Amazon.com, I probably wouldn't do as well, just at first glance here, right? So the bar is lower, and what you can do is you can simply go ahead and build a brand on Amazon Germany. Now, this reminds me of one book actually. I think it was called Dad Jokes. This one here, if I remember properly. I'm trying to find the actual. This one here. Yeah, this one here was interesting. Okay, so this one here. And I want to show you the all-time history because it's not doing the best right now. But if we go to the all-time history of this book. So what I want to show you here is this obviously is a seasonal book that does well at certain times of the year, in particular in December. And by the way, obviously it's not doing as well right now, but keep in mind that sometimes, one good month can make your entire year. I've had that happen many times, and it's a good feeling. So anyway, if you look at this book here, launched, 56,000. Okay, that's fine. And then within a short period of time, it's just crushing it. Top 77 in Amazon Germany, right? Right around that 100, 300 range, making very, very good money. So for me, this is a great example, because if you were to go on Amazon.com and publish a dad joke in November, December, you're going to come up against some pretty stiff competition. You can just bypass that competition and go right into Amazon Germany. The top markets I'd recommend: Germany, Spain, France, Italy, and Portuguese. Those are the top ones I recommend. And yeah, you can certainly do very, very well with that. So hopefully that was helpful to you. Just want to show you that at the end of the day, that if you have the high quality content, whether it educates or entertains someone, and you want to go into a competitive topic, you can do very, very well. You can do very, very well because you're adding to adding value to that market, and you're going to get that back in terms of your income, right? So hopefully that was helpful. Like I said, give me a like, subscribe if you want. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to making some more videos here for you to help you out.